So many of them. Well, I ought to go ahead and do the ball. You think?
That's a good one.
Tell me when I'm on.
You're on.
I'm on. I'm rolling. Okay. Welcome, friends. This is yet another episode of Knickknacks on Kent's Knickknack Shelf. And this one, sitting right here, right up we can get it easily, is interesting. Now see, I bought this in the little stalls, the little street market in Cholula, Mexico. But anyway, here's what I wanted to show you. Isn't that funny how that fits right in there?
Yeah.
This is, to all appearances, seems to me, it's just an iron ball that's, managed to get covered with a even layer of that rust. But when I was about 14, I think, 13 or 14, one afternoon, I was home and my grandfather started knocking on the front door. He lived nearby, and he'd come by pretty often, and he'd always knock like bam, bam, bam. He wanted to make sure everybody in the house heard him, you know. And I guess make sure, and I was always like, okay, you know, keep your shirt on. I hear you. Anyway, he came in and he handed me this, and he said, I want you to have this. Now you hang on to this and keep it. And I said, what is it? And he's like, well, I've had it a long time. I've had that a long time. And well, I'll tell you all about it someday. Sometime when we have a chance, we're all sitting around, I'll tell you the story about it. And I said, okay. And so I took it in my bedroom and stuck it somewhere in my bedroom. And seems like over the years, a time or two, I actually did ask him, like, remember that, what is that, you know? And he said, oh yeah, I've had that a long time. I've had it a long time. Sometime when we have a chance, you know, or we're talking, I'll tell you the whole story about it, where I got it, what it is. That's always what he said. I'll tell you what it is. Well, you know, he's long since passed, and Papa, we all call him Papa, he's long gone. But he never did get around to telling me what that is.
Oh.
Now, of course, everybody that sees it thinks it's probably a cannonball, like maybe a Civil War era cannonball. Pretty well made, nice and smooth and everything. It seems to me like almost too well made for a cannonball, but actually I guess that's the way they made them. You know, they were great use. I mean, when people charged, when there was a charge of the opposing enemy army, they would just level the cannons down and fire with a full charge, and these would bounce. They bounced them along the ground into the ranks of the approaching army, and you can imagine if that comes bouncing by and happens to catch you in the arm or leg or anywhere. But I assume that's what it is. I have no idea because I've never was properly informed. Anyway, there's yet another knickknack that, you know, what do you do with something like that? What do you do with an iron ball you had? I just put it up here on my knickknack shelf.
Yep. Right there. That story right there is why I'm glad you're telling me about these things.
Okay.
Because, you know, you're still alive.
I am, indeed. All right.
All right, thanks.